In this lesson, we will learn how to implement an input field in React. So the steps we will follow are as follows. We will define an input field as a JSX using HTML. So a normal HTML input field. And then we will link the attributes of the input field. So like name, ID, placeholder, value, on change, and any other attributes so that it starts behaving properly in React. So let us look at an example and see how we can do it. So here we have a component simple form in which we have just created written HTML in a JSX. And if we run the HTML, we just get a header and a text field, and I can enter any value in this text field as we can see. Let us now start linking it. So let us say in the state, we say state has a JSON name person, and this has right now a single field which is say name, and we initialize it to Jack. So this is the value we want to initially show in the text field. So I can go here and say value is equal to this dot state dot person dot name, or I can just do an object destructuring. Let name is equal to this dot state dot person and just say name here. So if we do that, the value will now be Jack. So if we run it, that is what we get. So the value is Jack. Let us now go ahead and change it. But I'm facing a problem that now if I'm typing, the value of the text field is not changing. So why is this the case? This is happening because the value is always name and this value is never changing. So whatever we are typing is not getting displayed in the text field. So how do we handle that? So in React, one of the standard ways of handling it is to define an on change. And let me say is this dot handle change. So whenever the value of the text field changes, it will call this function. We know that's the function handler we have put in it. So let us now go ahead and define handle change. It gets an event, let's call it E, and let us initially just say E console.log E dot current target. Now if you go ahead and check out here, so now if I press a key, you can see we are getting the event, we are getting the console log of the E dot current target, which has this text field in it. Now how do we use that in our handle change? So we will use it to update our state. So we'll use the standard process. S1 is equal to this dot state. S1 dot person dot name is equal to E dot current target dot value. So the value of the input field, because E dot current target was that field, that text field. And now we can just say this dot set state S1. So this should update the state. So let's go back and test it. So we have Jack here. Now if I type say S, you can see the value is changing. So in the event, in the handle change, because we updated the state, this is now working perfectly fine. So this is now working fine. Let us say we, instead of name, we also had another fields. Let's say we call it age. How do we show a text field to handle it? So let me copy this text field and let us use to do it. So what all changes am I making? So the label, let's make it age. Now the ID, what and name we should give them are the same as the field we have given to the JSON here. So let's make it age. Now value will again be age. So let us go ahead and in our destructuring, let's say name comma age. Placeholder is enter age, and on changes this dot handle change. So we will need to go our and update our handle change. So here we can say if se dot current target dot name, if that was name, then this should be the value. Similarly, we can say that if the on change is happening on age, then s1 dot person dot age should be e dot current target dot value. This should help us update both those fields. Let's check. So we are getting Jack and 24, the values we had initialized. Say if I want to make it 28, I am able to do it. Similarly, Jack, if I want to change it, delete it, whatever, I am able to do it. So the handle change is working fine. Let's improve the handle change. So e dot current target dot name is name and e dot current target dot name is age. And notice we are always using s1 dot person dot name. So we could have also written it as, we know this notation in JSONs. So this would have also worked. Now, if this works, we could have alternatively written as what is name? It is e dot current target dot name. So we could have also said s1 dot person e dot current target dot name is equal to e dot current target dot value. So for this text field, we could have done exactly this. And why is this working? Because the field in our JSON and the name of our input field are the same. So we have consciously kept them the same. If you do not do it, you will need to write an if statement for all of them. So this is one of the standard practices we use. Let me comment these two lines. And let us see if this is working fine. So we have Jack and 24. Let me delete it. Let me make it say Williams. This is working fine. Let me make it 33. And this is also working fine. So we have done the handle change. Let's go ahead and also add a button here. So I can just say button class name is equal to btn primary submit and in the button we can just say on click is equal to this dot say handle submit. Now we need to define this function handle submit. Handle submit is equal to, this also gets an event. Now one of the standard things we would do on a submit is e dot prevent default. Now why do we do this? So in our handling here we do not need it, but typically if you have linked it to the submit of a form, that fires out of a set of default processes. So to prevent that, we just use e dot prevent default, and here I will just do a console dot log handle submit comma e this dot state dot person. So we will just log that person on the screen. Let's go ahead and test it. So let me say we make the name as Mary, age as 33. Let me clear the console. And now when I click on submit, I get the handle submit, and the JSON person that I am getting is exactly the person that we have created. So this is the basic construct by which we use the input fields in React. Now that we have been able to make a basic form, let us see how do we link it to another component, so a main component, which then calls this form. So if you look at the steps, so in the form component, there are four parts: initialize state with props, link all fields with state, use on change to update state for all inputs, and call the on submit handler passed in props. So the second and the third we have already done. The first and the last we will do, which is initialize state with props and call the on submit handler passed in props. So the main component is passing these props, which we will use here. What is the main component doing? It is passing props. What all props? The JSON object with initial values, the on submit handler, and any other props as required. And what it is also doing is implementing the handler it is passing in on submit, which this form is calling on submit. So given the structure, let us go ahead and implement it. So here we have the main component, and we will use this main component to render the form. So now the main component is the component we are using in our index.js. So I'll just go ahead and make that change. So earlier we were using simple form, but now we will be using the main component in our index.js. So that's the main form. And what will we be doing here? In this, we will just be calling the simple form. So let me start by importing the simple form. So import simple form from now in our render, we will just render the simple form and we will pass the props to it. So what all props do we want to pass to it? We will just pass it a person. So let me first create a person. Let person equal to person is equal to person, and the other thing we want to pass is the on submit handler. On submit is equal to this dot, let's call it say handle person. So when the person is submitted for by the form, that is what we want to handle here. Let us go ahead and implement this function handle person. And what can we do here? We can just say, let me for a minute just do a console dot log in handle person. So we have rendered the form. Let us go to our simple form. Now, what are the two changes? First, the state will get linked to the props. So instead of initializing it like this, we can just say this dot props dot person. So that's the first change. The second change is in the handle submit. So I can just call it this dot props dot on submit, and we can pass the person, which is what the text fields have created. This dot state dot person. If we are passing this person here, let me update the component here. It gets a person, and while logging it on the console, let us also log the person. So this should work fine. Let's go ahead and test it. So we have the enter name and age. Let me put it in, say Bob 41. Now if I click on submit, we get handle submit, which was in the simple form, and we get in handle person name and age. So this was in the main component. So here the main component is calling the form and getting the values that were filled in the simple form. So the main component starts acting as the controller of this simple form. Now that we have created these fields, so let's do this exercise. Create a person with the fields name and age. We have already done that. In the main component, maintain an array of persons. Display the persons in a table with a button to add a new person. So we need to modify our main component. We need to maintain an array of persons. We need to display that and put an button to add a new person. And when this button is clicked, that is when we want to display the form. So we have the main component. So first thing we will need to maintain the persons. So I can just say state is equal to persons is, let's say it's an array. So let me just put in some values initially. Name is Jack, age is 23, name is Mary, age is 28. So we have that persons. Now we need to display these persons and put a button. So let's go to the render. Now we in the render we need to know when we are showing the form and when we are rendering the other things. So let's put a field view here and initialize it to 0. 0 means show persons and button, and 1 means show form. So the view helps us manage these things. So let us go to our render. And what should we say in our render? Let us destructure first. Let persons comma view is equal to this dot state. Can say here view equal to 0. So if view is equal to 0, we want to show the table and the button. So let me say we will put a display here. Otherwise we are displaying this. So let me just put a empty string here. So if view is 0, this is what we want to display. Otherwise we want to display this value, and we need to close the render. So this is working fine. Now this is where we want to show the table. So I can just construct a table here. So let me create a div class name is equal to container, and here we can just say persons dot map. Let's call it say p1. And what does it show for that? Div class name is equal to row, and within that what we will show are the columns. So div class name is equal to column 6 p1 dot name, and p1 dot age. So we will display the table, and now below the table we want to add another field, another button. So let us just add a button. So button class name is equal to btn primary add new person, and on its on click we'll need to define an on click. On click is equal to this dot show form. Let's call it show form. So if this button is clicked, we want to show the form. So this should work fine. Now we need to implement the show form. So what should we do in the show form? In the show form, all we need to do is just change the view to 1 and it should show the form. That is how we are handling the render. So let's use the standard process. Let s1 is equal this dot state s1 dot view is equal to 1 this dot set state s1. So our state would get updated. So this is working perfectly fine. Now there is one more change we need to do, that in our handle person we need to push that person into persons. So let us just make a copy of this, and here we would say s1 dot persons dot push person. So this should do our handle person. Let's go ahead and test it. Let me put a border here. This is not looking good. So we have Jack and Mary. Let me add a new person. Let me say Bob 55. So now when I click on submit, it should have shown the table and the button. Why is it not showing it? Let's go ahead and check it. So this is our handle person which was called. When our handle person was called, the view was 1. So if we want to show the persons and the button, we need the view as 0. So I should update the view. So s1 dot view is equal to 0. Let's test it. Add new person Bob 55, and now we get all the 3 persons. We can add another person, say Anna 36, and we are getting all the details here. So this is working fine. Now we want to add the functionality to edit the person. So far we have shown displayed the table and a button to add a new person. We want the functionality to edit the person, which means along with each person we want to show an edit button. So how do we implement the edit functionality? Let's look at the steps. We need to maintain a field signifying that it is edit, and if required, which index is being edited. So in the state, we need to know that we are in the edit mode and which person or which index are we editing. We will pass the initial values in the props. So through the simple form, we will pass the initial values of the person being edited in props. If required, pass a field signifying that it is edit or add. This can be used to customize the form. So based on this, we can change the header, we can change the button, the text of it, or whatever other customizations we want to do. In the submit handler, identify that it is edit from the state and handle it appropriately. So now in the submit that we had, the function we had created, handle person. So the same function will be called whether it is edit or it is add. So we need to identify which state we are in and handle it appropriately. So here we need to know whether we are in the edit mode or we are in the add mode. So and we need to know the index. So one way to do it is I have edit person index, which is say -1. Now edit person index is the index of this array which person is being edited. So -1 can't be the index here. So it tells me that we are not editing somebody. If this edit person index was 0 or a value greater than 0, it would signify that we are in the edit mode. So that is how we do it. Let's first create a button along with each person. So let's put a button. Let's make these column 4s. and let's put a button here, edit. Class name is equal to btn, say btn warning, btn sn, and then we have on click this dot edit person. Now we need to know the index of that person. So in the map, let's also pass the index. So this table would have now gotten updated and it is showing the edit button. Next, we need to implement this function edit person. Let's implement it. So edit person is equal to, it gets the index. And what does it do? Let us copy the state. It will set the state to 1 so that we are showing the form, and it will also set the edit person index to be index. So these are the two things which will tell us that we are in the show form mode, we are showing the form, and we are showing it in the edit mode. Once we have done this, let's go to our display, the render. So here in the render, if the value is 1, so either we will send this person that we have created here, or we will send the actual person in the index. So I can here destructure edit person index, and we can say here edit person index greater than equal to 0. So if this edit person index is greater than equal to 0, then we need to say persons edit person index. This is the person we will pass in the props. Otherwise, we will pass that empty person that we created. Next, also pass a variable, let's say called edit, and this is edit person index greater than equal to 0. So this will be true or false. So whether we are in edit or not edit. So if it is true, means we are editing. So this is our simple form. Let's go ahead and make the changes in the simple form. There are no changes to be made as far as the values are concerned. That should work fine. The only thing we can do is we can change, say, the button or the text field. So here we have text field, enter details of this person. We can here say this dot props dot edit. So if this is true, we can say edit details. Otherwise, we can just say enter details of person. So those are the kind of renderings we can change, the customizations we can do. Similarly, on the button text, we can here say this dot props dot edit. So if this dot props dot edit is true, then the button text should be update. Otherwise, the button text is say submit. So these changes also we have made. Now, if we go back to our main form, one thing is remaining, which is that when the handle person is called, we should do different things based on whether it is edit or add. So I can say here s1 dot edit person index greater than equal to 0. So if we are in the edit state, then s1 dot persons s1 dot edit person index is equal to person. So we will update this field. Otherwise, we will push a new person. And this should work perfectly fine. So let's test it. So we have the edit buttons, we have the add person. Let's first test add. Let me say Bob 33. So we get Bob 33. So add is working perfectly fine. Let's edit Mary. So Mary, let's say the age is 29, not 28. So we get Mary, age 29. Now let's do add new person. We clicked on add new person, but we are getting these values. Why are we getting these values? Let's go back and check. We would be getting these values because the edit person index was set. So here when we have handled the person, we should just say s1 dot edit person index is equal to -1, which means whether it was edit or update, now it is edit or add, now it is over. So that edit is over. We have handled it completely, so we make it -1. So this should help us. Let's test it again. Bob 33. Now if I edit Mary, make it 29. So that becomes fine. Now if I add a person, I'm getting the empty form in the edit mode. So it's showing submit and enter details of person. Let me enter something. Let me say Williams 44. And if I edit Mary again, you can see that the heading has changed and the button text has also changed. Let's look at the next exercise. Create a course with the fields name, faculty name, number of lectures. Display it in a table with edit and delete. So this is very similar to what we have done so far. So let us go ahead and do it. So here we have the course component and the course form. So these are the two components that we have created. And here, instead of just writing that code, we are just sharing the code because this is very similar to the earlier exercise we had done. So there are two courses which are pre-populated, and then we have the view and the edit course index. And we have created the function handle course, which is what we are passing in the props. Then we have the show form, which is linked to the button, the edit course, the delete course, and then the render functionality in which we are rendering the both the options. So either the form or the table with the button. And the course form is again very similar, except that it has three fields now. So one for course name, the other for faculty, and the third for the number of lectures. We just go ahead and test it. So we have the functionalities. Let's add a course. Let's say Angular JS. Faculty is, let's say, Tim, and number of lectures is, say, 25. So if we add it, we get these here. I can go ahead and edit it. So let's say we call it, say, React JS. So this has gotten edited. If I add another course, let's say jQuery, faculty is, say, Mark, number of lectures is, say, 16. So we could have added another course. If I delete AngularJS, I can delete these courses. So the functionalities are working fine. So we have implemented it. You should on your own implement it and see if it is working fine. Now the second part of this exercise says, in a course, students enroll. Show the count of students in the table. So in the table that we are showing here with the courses, we need to show the count of students. And when the count of students is clicked, show details of the course, list of students, and functionality to add a student. So if we look at it, these are the functionalities that we had. We had the details of the course. We need to add the fields for the number of students. So that's the change we need to do. We have already created the functionality for the form, the courses. Now, when this number is clicked, the number of students is clicked, this is the kind of screen we want to show, the course details and list of students with a functionality for add a student and a button list of courses so that we go back here. And if we click on add a student, we want a form to be shown where we can enter the details. And if I click on add, it should show this same screen. So we have the edit. So how would we implement it? So we had the view is equal to 0 meant details of courses. We had view is equal to 1 and the edit index or the edit course index that we were using here. Then we have view is equal to 2, which we'll map with this view. And this needs the course index for which course we are showing it. So we will need this field also in the state. And then we have view is equal to 3, means we are showing the form here. So we will implement these two views also as we do this exercise. So let's go ahead and do it. And in any other exercise, when you are doing it, just structure these views in this fashion. It will help you organize your code and think it through. So let us start making these changes. So the first thing we have created is a form very similar to the others and called it student form. And this has the two fields, student ID and name of the student. Once we have created this form, let's go ahead and see how do we integrate it into the whole exercise. So first in the courses, let's just add students as an empty array. So in both the, let's add it as an empty array. We also wanted to get a course, or let's call it view course index. So the course we are viewing, and let's say it is initially -1 again. So those were the two things we wanted to change. Now let's go ahead and in our render also show here the number of students. So I can c1 dot students dot length. So let's reduce this, make it 3. So we have now created the students dot length. And what we also wanted was that this, if this was clickable, then the other thing would happen on click. So let's define an on click is this dot view course details. Let's call it view course details. And we need the index of the course. So let's just pass the index of the course. So now the table has been updated. This functionality is updated. So we now want to implement view course details. So view course details, it takes an index. And what does it do? It is very similar to our edit course. So let's just copy that. So the view here will be 2 and view course index. That is the field we want to set. That will be index. So we have set the view course details. The view course details is done. Let's now come to our render. So we can say if view is 0, this is what we want to show. Else here we can say view is equal to 1. Then this is what we want to show. Else if view is equal to 2, then this is, we want to show something. And then we said there is a view, otherwise we show something else. So what do we show here? We show course details, and here we show course details plus form. So now we need to implement it. So let me here say we will call a function this dot show course details. And let us say here we will call this dot show enroll student. So these are the two functions we are going to call here. So let's implement this function, show course details. It does not take any parameter. Now in the show course details, what is the structure? We have the course details on top and then the list of the students and then a button to add a student. So the list of the students and these things are standard. So let's implement it. So let me get my fields. Let's destructure them. So we have courses, we need view and we need view course index. Do we need view course index here? I don't think so. So let me just delete it. Let's just get courses here. So if we get our courses, then we can just show our courses, details of our courses. So let me just put it at return div class name is equal to container. And now within this div, we can show the details. So I can say h5 course name is, we need the course we are talking about. So I need the view course index and I can say let course name faculty lectures students equal to courses view course index. So that is the course we are showing details of. So let us now just display those fields. So course name is course name. Next we have faculty. Number of lectures. Number of students. So once we have shown these, let us show the table of the students. So I can say students dot length is equal to 0. If there are no students, I will show an empty string. Otherwise, I need to show something. So let's create it. So here, what do we want to show? Div stu. Let me put it in a react dot fragment. Students dot map student goes to, and we will just create a row. And within this row, what we will show is the details of all the students. So div class name is equal to column 6 border st dot id and st dot name. So those are the two fields of our students. This bracket, they should have a bracket here. Maps here. So 61, it is showing an error. There is no diff here. So we have created the table. Now below the table, we need to show a button. So this is where it is, and we will just show a button. Class name is equal to btn primary, enroll more students, and here we can put an on click is equal to this dot show student form. So we want to show the student form. So this would be our show course details. Let's go ahead and test so far. What do we see? So we have the add new course. We have this. If I click on the button, I get the course name, I get the faculty, I get the number of lectures, I need the enroll number of students. And we should have put in another button here, which is back to the main. So let's put that button also. Let me put a break. And the button we want here is show list of courses. Now, do we have any function which is showing the main screen? We don't seem to have it, so we will define it, show course list. So let's implement this function, show course list. Show course list is equal to, and what should it do? Let's just copy one of these. It should set the view to 0, so it will show the course list, and it should also set the view course index. Let's make it -1 so that it gets reset. Let's go ahead and test so far. So if I click on the number, I get this, and if I click on show list of courses, I come back. Let's just add a margin here so that this looks better. So on the show course list, let's add an empty 2. So this is looking much better. So now what do we need to do? We need to implement the enroll more students. So the student show form. So let's implement this function. Student show form is, and what do we do here? Let's just copy. So here the view will be 3, and we are not changing the course index because we are in the same place. So now if view is 3, what was the function we had to implement? Show enroll students. So now let's implement show enroll students. Now, if we can see that show enroll students till here has the same functionality, and it is where we have this button enroll more students. So instead of enroll more students, we will show the form. So let me just put a check here. So let me just get the view, and here I can say that where we are showing the button view equal to 2, then we will show this button. Else what should we show? Else let's say we show, this should have been a question mark and this should have been a colon. That's the error. So now here instead of that we should show the form. So I can just call student form, and we need to pass it the props and everything. So is the student form integrated? Yes. So let's put the props in. So what are the props that a student form needs? It needs a student and it needs the on submit. So let's implement that. So student form student is equal to, we can just give it an empty JSON because we don't want to. Here we are not doing any edit or any functionality. So this is an empty JSON that will also work. And the other thing we need to pass is on submit is equal to this dot submit student. So this should work. So here view is equal to 2. We should also show the same function. So we don't need show enroll. We have handled it. So now what is left? What is left is this submit student. So let's go here. So it is not submit. We are typically using the function handle. So we should call it handle student, like we called handle course. So typically use similar function naming conventions so that it is easier for you to handle it. If you use different naming conventions, things will become more difficult for you to handle. So let's say we call handle student, it gets a student. So there is no edit. Let's change all these things. So now what do we do here? S1 dot courses, and which course? S1 dot view course index dot students dot push student. So this is what exactly we are doing. So in this array S1 dot courses, we are taking out the course that we were looking for. We took out the students, and in that we pushed a student, and we just updated the view. So this should work. Let's test it out. Let's say we click on JavaScript, enroll more students. Let's say student ID01, name is say Sam. So there is a error, cannot read property 0 of undefined. So this is JSX view course S1 dot view course index. So there is an error we did. So courses S1 dot view course index. This should have been courses. Maybe that's the error. Let's test it again. Enroll more students, ID01, Sam. So we get ID01 Sam, but this form should have gone away. Now how do we do that? So whenever we are enrolling a student, where is our handle student, we should set the view s1 dot view should have become 2. That's the change we want to do. Let's test it again. Enroll more students, ID 01 Sam. This looks good. Let's add another student, ID 02 Bob. So we have gotten it. Now if I go back to my show list of courses, my number of students is also 2. Let's click on it. This is working fine. Enroll more students, ID 23 Meg. So this has become 3. If I go back to my show list of courses, this is fine. If I add a course, let's say Angular, faculty is Tim, lectures are 25. There is another problem here. Cannot read length of undefined. And this is line number 123. It's giving me an error. So line 123, if we go here and try and debug, where are we getting an error? We are getting an error because c1.students.length. So students is not defined. Why is students not defined? Let's go back to our course form. Whenever we are entering our course form, we are getting these 3 fields from there. So there are 2 ways we could have handled it. So the first way is that when we are creating a course, we could have just said students is an empty array. Now this object is getting passed, so the students will come back. Let's test this. If I add a new course, Angular Tim 25, I get a 0 here with that change. The other way we could have done was that when we are in our handle course, we have gotten that course without the students. We add the field students to the course and then push it into the array. So those are the 2 ways to do it. So we have resolved it in this way. Let's keep it. Let us test the rest. Now, if I click on Angular, I enroll more students. Let's say 234. Name is Edwards. And this is working fine.